All right, we're putting together our first hanging basket for the 2021 garden. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Horticulture Geek. I'm Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today on the channel. If you watched a previous video, I showed my 2021 plant haul for the year. And if you haven't seen that, I will link it right up here above. But today I'm taking some of those plants that we purchased in that haul video, and I'm putting together a couple of the hanging baskets, which you might can see behind me. These hanging baskets are going on the swing arbor. I've got one pulled down and one is still hanging there, but that's where they're gonna hang. And so here are the plants that we're going to be using for this basket. So here's an up close of the basket right here. So you can see it's kind of decorative. It's got a cocoa liner. And this in here is a water reservoir. I ordered this online and I showed a video where I unboxed this. But this is essentially a product. It's just a rounded water reservoir. It turns any hanging basket into a self-watering container and extends the moisture life of your hanging basket so you do not have to water them as frequently. The plants that we're going to be using in this combo are a little different, and so I thought you might enjoy seeing this. And it's different because of my centerpiece plant, which is going to be a black-eyed Susan. Now you don't typically see black-eyed Susans in mixed combination baskets because they get massive. They vine. It is a vining crop. It's going to take over. But in this scenario, on that swing arbor, I plant grapevine hyacinth vine at the base of that arbor to grow up. And so I'm going to put black-eyed Susan in the baskets to grow up and over and through to not only fill this hanging basket, but to grow up onto the arbor as well, and just give a full, lush look so that the hanging baskets and the arbor and the end will tie all together. All right, the next three plants that I'm going to use, and I'm only going to use four plants in this basket total because they do get quite large. I mean, these are standard. This is a Supertunia Vista Paradise. Okay, and so you can see the bloom there. It's really pretty. So any petunia in the Proven Winners Vista series get big. So this is going to be my trailer. So this will trail down the sides of the basket. It'll sprawl through. And this is also a trailer, and this is the Super Bina Whiteout. So this is a verbena from Proven Winners. And I just got that white color just to give it some purity and some clean, freshness in the basket so it's not all wild color. And then my filler for this basket is going to be the 5th Avenue Coleus. And I dropped my tag there, but 5th Avenue Coleus. And so this is a full sun variety Coleus, and it will kind of be the filler in this basket. So now let me set the camera up. We'll get some soil in here. Oh, before we do that, let me show you. I'm also going to be putting in some Espoma Biotone. And this is a starter fertilizer that specifically targets plant roots to get good root development. I want good, strong roots as quick as I can get them in this hanging basket because those will push growth up top. And then I'm also going to be putting in on top a slow release all-purpose plant food that will keep those roots and plants fed because your annuals need lots of food. They are quick growing plants that do a lot of work. You have to keep them fed. So I'm going to put both fertilizers in these baskets. So now let me set the camera up, get the soil in the basket, and we'll get to planting. All right, so here are the hanging baskets. As you can see, I've got them both done. I've got them both put up. So there they are. So now we just have to wait for them to fill in, and that will happen fairly quickly. And now one thing I will say is that if you're gonna put a vine like this into a hanging basket, you're gonna have to be mindful of the fact that this is gonna need a little bit of training. So as this vine starts to take off and send its tendrils out, I will take those tendrils and wrap them up this chain, because I want to guide this plant up this chain and then up the main chain and then over into the arbor. So that will be a little work on my part, but in the end, this will act as my thriller. Remember, a hanging basket or a container, there's a simple recipe. You want a thriller, you want a filler, something that's gonna bulk out and just fill the space, and then you want a spiller. And I've got 2 spillers in this one. Okay, so thriller, filler, and spillers. And that is a basic, just generic recipe for a good container or hanging basket. And now you will also notice in my hanging basket that I did not do anything in the center, and that's because these plants are gonna get huge, and I've used a vine. So the vine, I needed to plant it close to the chain, but it will act as my, so that's that piece there. But if you're not gonna put something like a vine in a hanging pot, you probably wanna put 5 plants in. So do the 4 corners per se, and then something in the middle, just to give you a good full basket. All right, let's walk over here and get a close-up of this one. So same thing again, and it's looking good, and this petunia should flush out some blooms at any time now. It's budding up. So there we have it. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video today. I hope you have enjoyed seeing those 2 hanging baskets come together and kind of see the process that I'm going through in them. Now that is a full sun hanging basket, as you can see. They are out in the sun. So that's another thing to be mindful of if you're putting together a hanging basket or a container, is you really need to look at your tags and make sure that the plants you put in those baskets are compatible. So they all need to be full sun, they all need to be partial sunshade, or they all need to be full shade. And you need to put those pots in an appropriate place. Nothing frustrates a new gardener more than when you don't understand what the full sun, the half sun, or the full cloud symbol means on a plant tag, and you get something out to your garden and you put it in the wrong spot and it fries it and you lose it, and it's very frustrating. So make sure you understand all of that. So anyway, so that's just some of my basic tips and tricks, making sure that your plants are compatible, that you have that fundamental basic recipe, thriller, filler, spiller. You usually can't go wrong with that method. And hopefully you then can put together some phenomenal hanging baskets for your garden or containers. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I hope it has inspired you. Maybe you like seeing my kind of unusual combination, putting that black-eyed Susan vine in a hanging basket. Now I have seen them in hanging baskets by themselves because they get very big. But in this situation, I wanted it to be a mixed basket. And again, like I said, it is going to be high maintenance on the start for me, and I'm willing to do that to make sure that I train all those tendrils up and out onto the arbor and leave the plants that are left in that basket plenty of room to spread and grow and bulk out. And then once we get it trained, it should be fine. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section below. And if you have any ideas, tricks for making good combinations or hanging baskets or containers, throw those down as well. And maybe somebody reading through the comments can learn from your experience just as well as they can mine. So that's the whole point here at Horticulture Geek, is to let us all work together to have fun in the garden and put together successful plantings. So if you've enjoyed it, like I said, give me that thumbs up. But until next time, from my garden to yours, I wish you all the best and happy gardening.